Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
All right, check. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show from the ABV Barrel Shop. We are at the tasting bar where we're going to be trying Hemingway Rye for the first time. And it should be fun. My name's Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Jim Fosnott. Hey, Jim, how you doing, man?
Great, Steve. How about yourself?
Doing great as well. So this is a fun one. So it's called Hemingway Rye. It is licensed through the Hemingway family, which is very cool. Ernest Hemingway, the noted American author / adventurer. I think that's safe to say.
Sure.
Yeah, he had an amazing life, enjoyed hunting and spending time in Key West, like us. So there's always this bond to Ernest Hemingway, not only as a American pop culture phenomenon, but the fact that, you know, he likes some of the stuff that we like to do. He likes to shoot guns. He likes to hang out in Key West, all that kind of stuff, right?
Big fisherman for sure.
So big fisherman, yeah.
Has some pretty scary adventures out there.
Yeah. And I mean, I've toured his house multiple times, and it's something that I will probably do again at some point. I like it. To me, that is probably the dream place that I'd like to have. If money was no object and I could buy a house, any house none was off limits, it would probably be that one, because I love Key West, and I just think it's a good setup. I like kind of the main house itself. I like the pool that he had, and then I like where it's at in Key West, and then I like the fact he had this separate like studio, which I could do podcasting and stuff like that, writing, which would be awesome. I just think it's a good setup, you know.
Could you imagine what it was like back then when he was there?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that would have just been beautiful. It's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
Not that it's not beautiful now, but it would have been tranquil as far as the amount of people in Key West back when he was there was a tenth of what it is now.
Right. But the spirit was the same. That's what's so cool about Key West. Key West's personality hasn't changed. It's still this place of adult fun. And that's what I love about Key West. I think it's the best place. And there's other places that I like, that, you know, like Key West. Like I like New Orleans, but New Orleans is a little bit different. It's a little bit dirtier, a little bit not quite as safe as you get when you're at Key West. When I'm at Key West, I always feel safe, and I always feel it's clean and just a fun place to go. And it's not really a kid place, you know?
Yeah, it is funny. You know, you say that, and everyone goes, vacations to Key West. No one vacations to Key West with their children.
Right.
Which is, we walk around in there. It is rare to see a family, with kids in tow.
Right.
There's no beaches there per se.
Right.
Tiny little beach, and that's it. So it's really just about Duval Street and walking up and down the street and hitting the different bars, restaurants, shops. And if you're down with a group of people, you're just guaranteed to run into them,
right?
Because everybody's in the same area.
We're not about debauchery. I mean, but we're just adults, and you and I both have kids ourselves, and we're kind of past that phase, though. You've got a grandchild, and when you're in that mode, and you probably do kid stuff, and you don't mind that. But there is something nice when you're kind of past all that to just be able to hang out and be with adults, not be in a restaurant where kids are running around and shouting and crying and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a good time. And listen, no one loves kids like I love my granddaughter more than anything, and I look forward to taking her to the beach and everything else. But I don't think Key West is the right spot. To me, it's like you don't take your kids to Vegas either. When they tried to make Vegas
they tried
area for a while, and it failed miserably. And Key West has never tried that. So and I don't think they ever will.
Yeah, I was big into Vegas at the time when they were trying that. That was it, because I was born in '68, so I was 21 in 1989. I went to Las Vegas for the first time in 1989. As soon as I turned 21, I got a plane ticket and I went to Las Vegas with a couple friends. I mean,
hotels that had babysitting and daycares. This is ridiculous.
And they're trying to put like amusement parks and all this kind of crazy kid stuff, and it just didn't work. And then you'd see the casinos and these kids sitting at the periphery of the casino because the parents are leaving them there. And what is a kid going to do? What are they going to do? Nothing. It was just stupid. And now it's back to the opposite way. Like you go to Caesar's Palace and you're playing blackjack at dark, and they got like dancing girls in there and stuff. Yeah. It's like, wow, okay. The kid thing is definitely gone.
They've shooed the children away.
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, what we're going to do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Hemingway Rye. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Willie C. Moore, and I'm here with MB Rowland, and you're listening to the Bourbon Kit Daily.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Steve and Jim. We are at the ABV Barrel Shop. We're tasting some whiskey today for the first time. It is Hemingway Rye. What's cool about this is not only the Hemingway connection, but this is Jacob Call, who is an 8th generation distiller. He has started this business. They're some of the founders. There's also a famous gentleman who's involved in the distilled spirits industry. I don't remember his name. He's the one who actually had the connection to the Hemingway family. Off the top of my head, I do not know his name. But the rest, the other ones are family members. So you got Jacob Call, his brother Clayton, and then their father, I believe his name's Ron. So it's, first of all, it's kind of cool to be able to, father and 2 sons to be able to, start this whiskey company. It's in Beaver Dam, Kentucky. The distillery is not yet open for tours, but I believe later in the year it is. It's to the point now where everything's undercover and stuff like that. They are actively distilling there, and talked to Jacob Call recently for the Bourbon Show, and Jacob Call said, hey, We don't have any tours or anything like that, but if you make the effort, you happen to be here, as long as one of us is here, we'll show you around. So I think it's probably worth seeing. Jacob Call's a good guy, and many of you know him from Green River. He was the master distiller there and did a great job for many years. And, of course, they were a big player. I mean, this guy knows how to make whiskey, right?
For sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think people recognize the name Green River so much who aren't in the industry.
Yeah.
But they were definitely one of the larger producers for sure.
They definitely were. So they were the first one, to my knowledge, to move up from craft to heritage. And now we've seen others do that as well, like Wilderness Trail and some others. But they were the first one to do that, which was kind of pretty wild if you think. And they were, of course, doing some of the rapid aging stuff. But then they moved away from it for their own stuff. And I've tried some of that Green River stuff, and it's been pretty good. The stuff that they've made, utilizing the traditional methods of aging and stuff like that, I liked it. That's all stuff Jacob Call made. So
yeah, and I would agree with that. I'm glad they stepped away from the rapid aging stuff. He wasn't a fan of that, but when the Green River launched, that was awesome.
Good stuff for sure. All right, well let's grab this Hemingway Rye. And again, it is called the Hemingway Whiskey Company, so I assume everything is going to be Hemingway themed. I don't know what they've got in the works besides the rye at this point, but I know they've done some releases already, and let's see what we got here with this one. Great on the nose. Let's see what we got taste wise. That is very good. That's nice, man.
So that is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, this one comes in, Jim, at 100 proof, and it drinks nice. That rye spice really gives it a nice long finish.
It's got the nice rye spice without a burn at the 100 proof.
Right.
And yeah, that finish just lingers. It's still there right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love it's full on the palate, meaning there's no kind of holes in there. There's something from the front of the palate to the back and both sides going on, and it just keeps developing the longer I'm sitting here talking about it.
Yeah. So we're at the ABV Barrel Shop tasting bar right now. I need to reach out and say, when are we doing single barrels of this? Because it's good, man.
I would take a barrel of that in a heartbeat.
I would love to see a barrel of this in here. This would be very good. It's nice. So the funny thing is, when you get the right rye, and there's so many people that come into this place and be like, I don't like ryes. Well, there's bad ryes out there. That's the problem. You don't like bad rye. I don't like, you know what? I'm Steve. I don't like bad rye either. There's Jim. He doesn't like bad rye either.
Well, and nothing against, there's a certain company that made 90% of the rye that were sold for years in this country, and maybe didn't like that style of rye that they tended to do. But there's so many more ryes out there now, more variety in ryes out there now than there ever were before. That there's some very fun, unique, interesting profiles going on in rye.
Yeah, this one's got some fruity notes. It's got some notes almost like a cocktail. It's solid. I would recommend this one highly. So if you see some Hemingway Rye and it's something you want to put behind your bar, it's not just a celebrity brand or anything like that. It's not really a celebrity brand at all. It's just named after somebody cool, and I endorse this, as our buddy Freddie used to say.
I'm getting a great citrus note on it now.
Mm-hmm. That's
interesting.
Yeah, very good, very good. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot, on Instagram at FozJim, or most days hanging out in Arnold, Missouri at the ABV Barrel Shop with you, Steve.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I've got a website, Steve Akeley. SteveAkeley.com. I've also got a company website. That thing's ABVNetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. ABVNetwork.com. And Jim mentioned this place, the ABV Barrel Shop. Check it out. ABVBarrelShop.com. And like Jim said, come by and see us. We'd love to have you taste some of the whiskey that we've got in stocks. Hopefully down the road here we'll have some Hemingway Rye. But for right now, we've got, I believe, 25 different offerings here that you can come by, taste, and if you like one, you can pick one up. Very cool stuff. Also, if you want to get involved, please give us a 5-star review. It helps new people find the show. That's pretty darn important to us. And head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network, where you can become a Patreon sponsor of the show and get a lot of fun and unique benefits. On that note, we'll wrap this one up, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Cheers.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.